Hi guys, Figure-Boi here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a Walking Dead reflection video, where I try really hard not to stutter every 5 bloody seconds. Right, so, these are some of the pop vinyls I own from The Walking Dead. This is Rick Grimes' Prison Yard, and this is Biker Daryl Blood Splattered, which is a PX Previews exclusive. I got this from Worlds Apart in Liverpool back in the day to replace the original one that arrived from Amazon, which I eventually sent back. So yeah, that was annoying, but yeah, none of the pops are perfect, but as long as he has his gun, because he needs that, because otherwise he's going to be quite restricted with just his machete over here. I think I like the Biker Daryl one more. I think this one is 10 times more detailed, plus he's got his crossbow, knife, and there's blood splatter everywhere. There is a normal version of this, but I don't know if you can still get it. But, yeah, I spent like 25 quid on this back in the day. He's got his angel wings there. Yeah, because Zavi, I had to cancel an order with Zavi for the common one. But yeah, by the time he did come in stock, I looked pretty stupid at, like, Worlds Apart. You know, when it was almost there for like $12.99, so I spent double, but you know what? It didn't matter. I've got like 5 Daryls now, and I won't be getting any more. But I might get some more Walking Dead pops in future, so that's all I really have to say about that. Without having to re-record this video every time I make a bloody mistake. Right, this is not actually my first shooting. The original one was half an hour. So yeah, this is the first volume that I've got or ever bought. This is Days Gone By, obviously, because this is volume flipping 1, and for the first volume it was all done by Tony Moore before it switched to Charlie Adlard, who continued to do the art for The Walking Dead for the remainder of its run. And even though I like Charlie Adlard, I kind of still like this style as well, but I think, yeah, Charlie Adlard was the right choice. Some of his artwork is brilliant. And on the back of every volume, it says the same thing. There's nothing new there. So this is one of the first panels in The Walking Dead where he basically wakes up in the hospital after being shot to discover that, yeah, there's zombies everywhere. Wee-hee. But, so, yeah, he reunites with his family, and then the story revolves around him going from sanctuary to sanctuary until he finally arrives in this proper safe haven, and different communities are helping each other out, and there's all these different guys that they have to deal with, and then eventually it's the end with Rick's demise. Yeah, I'm just going to spoil that because I'm not going to show the actual panel, which he died, just for spoiler reasons, of like who killed him and stuff like that. But I will be showing off the final panel, or artwork for the last bit, The Walking Dead, prior to Kirkman's explanation for basically abruptly ending The Walking Dead out of nowhere. So yeah. But I'm glad, because it was kind of getting a bit boring near the end. You could kind of tell that he was trying to close stuff off, I think. I didn't realise it at the time. But originally he was talking about going on for like 300 issues. But that would have been impossible, I think, in the way he was going. But yeah, I've decided to pick out some other volumes, which is, I'm not actually going to show the full volumes for spoiler reasons, but I did want to show off certain panels. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Because the first issue is basically the lead up to him obviously arriving at the prison to, invade. Right, so, yeah, kill them all, iconic. I think I prefer this. I think I prefer the Governor's Luck in the comic series over the TV series, but David Morrissey was fantastic. And I saw him at Comic-Con. I think the Walking Dead television series and comic series are like two different things, in my opinion. I mean, the story, even though obviously they base it off the comic book story, there's a lot of filler, and they kill off characters that are still alive in the comics, and sometimes it feels like the characters are completely different. In some cases, I mean, obviously they try to replicate it, but it's almost not really the same, because I don't really see Jeffrey Dean Morgan being anything much like the Negan in the comics. I mean, he tries really hard, and sometimes they try to cram in some new stuff that Kirkman came up with. And it, yeah, it just felt really weird, but I think because they change a lot of the stuff, I think I understand why they're doing that. Right, so I'm just trying to get to the panel, because I've got to be really careful, because I know you're going to be like, spoilers. I just want to show, like, Negan's first panel over here. So this is basically, Negan is a guy that basically requires them to work for him, provide supplies, la-da-da-da. And this was his introduction, and basically Rick had crossed the line, and yeah, someone's going to get a bash in from the bats, but I'm not going to say who, but I don't know if some of you already know who it is. But yeah, next we have the Whisperer War, where Negan at this point has been made a main character, and they're obviously trying to teach him that their way works, and he's obviously slowly merging with them, but obviously he's not with them, and he eventually gets, he's told to leave, but he does help out during the Whisperer War, where they have a full fight, him and Beater, right, so, yeah, there's that, and my name isn't written in this one, which is good, otherwise I'd have to cancel this video yet again, because I can't risk exposing Figure-Boi's true identity, so, yeah, even though I've done a bloody face reveal, but, you know, that's that, and this is the final volume of The Walking Dead. It's basically at this point, I'm just going to say they found a new community, a larger community, and obviously they work with them, and some stuff happens. And then finally, this is the final panel or image from the Walking Dead comic book series with the end. I think in a way I'm glad that Kirkman proved that he could do a happy ending, and everyone knew that Rick was never going to make it to the end. Spoilers, but then again, he'd always stated that. So if you followed The Walking Dead, you would have known that he was always going to die. I think people knew at that point. So yeah, and there's all the DVDs I own. I didn't start from like the as in I haven't got the rest of them. Sorry, what am I talking about? I'm not going to re-record that. Sorry, I just zoned out for a minute thinking about Beth Green. Yeah, I never bought any more than that. Mainly because I still haven't actually finished Series 4. In my rewatch, last one I watched was the one with the governor, as he, like, his assault on the prison killed them all and stuff like that. But yeah, we have so Series 1 to 4 I got in a box set, and Series 5 and 6 I got individually. I have a slipcover for Series 5, but I tend to, for consistency reasons on the shelf, I just put them somewhere else. Because I don't necessarily... I do keep the slipcovers, I just don't have them on my DVDs anymore. Yay. Just because I'm OCD about how it looks on the shelf. So, yeah, that's the end of that. And if you want to know what Beth Green looks like, let's show a good shot on here. They're all, like, really dirty. Dirty because they haven't had a shower in God knows how long. Yeah. So that's the simping of this video over. So yeah, there's that. I don't really know what else to say about The Walking Dead other than I was really into it when I was younger, and there is some good episodes from each series, like the whole, like with the governor and No Way Out. But after that, it's almost like one good episode a series, really. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is failing to impress me. I thought his speech, though he's a really good actor and his Negan speech was really good, he didn't. Even back then, I was thinking, nah. But whatever. And there's the Governor book. I haven't read it. This is basically just the Governor's backstory. I can't really go much into that, except that cheapest thing I ever bought at HMV, and I will probably try to finish it, but I won't be rereading any more, and I'll probably just read the rest on Wikipedia, like the summaries, but not that it really means anything. Okay, and now we're on to the individual issues. So basically, the reason why I even decided to do this in the first place was because Robert Kirkman is re-releasing all the Walking Dead issues in colour. This is issue 1. What I like about this is actually almost like a much better material. It feels like card or something, so it feels like a bunch of mini books. I'm going to try get all of them from Her Own Planet. There's like 100. They're going to be like 193 of them overall, but there's 2 issues a month, and it'll probably last at least about. I assume this will probably go on for like 10 years, won't it? Assuming people continue to keep up with it. But I think it's good for new audiences. The only real difference of the fact that it's in colour is that instead of the letter hacks, you have like a behind the scenes for each issue, which is very nice. So that is very good. And here are the other covers you can get. I pre-ordered that cover here by David Finch. And from then on, I might get some by Charlie Adlard. I mean, I'm just going to get a mixture of it all. But yeah, I can subscribe to this because I want to be able to choose which covers I get. I'm not like other people that are going to buy every single cover because that's just stupid. But for me, I'm just going to pick out the best cover like I've done here and go with it. So there's the colour panel here. And I'll show you the black and white panel here. What did I do with it? What did I do with volume 1? I want to make sure I make sure that I get the panel to show you. Right, so there's the black and white one here next to the colour one. See which one you prefer. I actually like both, but I think the black and white, I think it's going to depend on what image it is. I think especially when we get to see Andrea in colour, that will be certainly interesting. I know you get to see them in colour on covers, but that's not the same. That's not the same. Well, it is the same, but yeah, but whatever. Oh, they didn't even feature on this cover here, right? So these are all my individual issues over here. I have all of them for volume 25. But I do not have all of them for volume 26. I never bought any more than that. So when the colour version of one of the issues comes out, I'm going to have to make sure to get the one that actually matches the original cover, even though they print them on the back here, but it'll be like a different colour scheme. And that's another thing I wanted to point out, because for issue 150, I got the version which was that was supposed to be reflective. So this is issue 150 next to the original cover here. So it's same artist, and instead of the zombies, you have some of the fallen people. Spoiler alert over here. So that's pretty neat. They weren't like major characters or anything. And some of them don't even have TV series counterparts, really. So, yeah. Whew. Another thing I wanted to say, Laurie is a complete bitch in the TV series and comic series. As hot of a wife she was to Rick, she was so annoying. And though I don't necessarily think that she deserved to be killed off in the way that she did, yeah. And all I'm going to say is I'm glad that they're going to have Judith be the one. I think they're going to have Judith be the one to take Carl's place, really, I think. And I think that's a good choice. I think in the end I think that makes up for it, but they did Chandler Riggs dirty, they did. They did him well dirty. Bloody hell. I feel sorry for him, really. But to be fair, he wasn't brilliant. I think he tried really hard in the end. And these are the last issues. So like I said, I didn't get all of them. I always tried to get like a back issue. I wanted to get a back. Oh, I tried, as in I kept checking to where I got these comic books from, but there was never an extra copy available. So that was really annoying because it was almost like, oh, don't worry, this shop hasn't got it, but I'm sure Spin Planet will have it, and no, they never did. So that was so annoying. But arguably, I have like two complete arcs and two incomplete ones, even though it's all chronological. But I have variant covers, so it's not like I have the original version, so technically it would still be sort of incomplete. But whatever, it doesn't matter because I never bought any more, and I don't plan to get any more. So yeah, that's good. So I'm hoping that interested you. And there's Andrea there, if you don't know who Andrea is. So is there any last comments I wanted to make? In an overall summary, I think you're probably wondering why. Obviously, the comics are going to be way better. Why am I just focusing on? Let's focus on something other than my blanket, right? Spider-Man, right? So, like I was saying, probably said in a previous review, The Walking Dead overall is my favourite Walking Dead. It's my favourite Walking Dead. It's my favourite comic book series of all time, outside the DC and Marvel bracket. I would definitely recommend it, and if you wanted to read it, it's probably best that you get it in omnibus or compendium form. It's probably going to be really expensive to get, but if you wanted to read them, that's what I would recommend, because it's probably take forever to read them online, and even with the Walking Dead Deluxe, it would probably be hard to keep up with. So just get the compendiums if you want. Just get them. I mean, there's like 4 of them, like I said. I think it's cheaper. I got them all individually. But yeah. But I was collecting them. Like I said, I think I started back in 2014 reading Walking Dead, and I left I left one of my volumes in the RE class. And the teacher was shocked to find out it was mine. She wasn't angry or anything, but that was actually quite funny. Yeah. The thing about The Walking Dead in general is that I liked it from the beginning, because it wasn't just, oh my god, there's a zombie to eat me. It was all about the characters and how they responded in these environments. But sometimes it's almost like we want to see a bit of zombie action, because it started becoming less The Walking Dead and more The Talking Dead. And definitely in the TV series, where it was all about, it was almost like, go, we gotta do what we gotta do to survive. Yeah, we are The Walking Dead. It's almost like, how dare you, we're survivors. We're monsters. We do what we gotta, it's, I'm probably repeating myself twice, but you get the gist. It's all about them, because there's even a quote in the comic book series where Carl's almost like, I'm a monster. No, we're all monsters. We're animals or something. We got to do what you got to do, I guess. But I don't think you should really, feel too bad in some cases, because sometimes there were no other options, and I'm sure a lot of people would have probably done the same. So you shouldn't feel so guilty, because technically, even if they killed someone, they're not really monsters, because the guys they were killing in the first place were monsters themselves. So it's almost like, oh my god, that guy's a cannibal. I think sometimes they may have gone a bit too far. I think a simple shot in the head would do, but sometimes it's almost like, I'm going to gut you now. So like, then in that case, I think Rick was more of a monster. I didn't like how he could get, I can understand with the governor getting really distrustful of people, but sometimes it's almost like with the likes of Eugene, even though he was a liar, a lot of them actually proved to be really helpful to the future of these communities. So don't be quick to brush them off, because you're probably worse than they are. So yeah, I think there's probably a lot of other things I wanted to say, and I'll probably leave any last comments in the description. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I've got to go have a drink because my throat hurts now. I think I'm succumbing to the infection.